3 Cents Podcast is brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding. These guys are awesome when it comes to roofing needs, but also siding and renovation. They do gutters. These are year-round issues, and Integrity Roofing and Siding is there for you 24/7 year-round. Need a roofer? Our roofer is Integrity Roofing and Siding, 210-340-7663. 210-340-7663. The official roofing company of 3 Cents Podcast is Integrity Roofing and Siding.
Oh, we are back. 3 Cents Podcast, presented by Integrity Roofing and Siding, continuing our thaw from earlier in the week. We talked about it on Tuesday. I'm not a fan of cold weather.
No.
I get cold very easily. So as we're inching into the 60s or 70s, I know it's supposed to go down again this weekend, but I'll take this break in the cold.
I didn't own a coat until 2 years ago when I moved back home.
Right.
And I had and like this one, my dad gave me this. This is so
got a little
right after the winter
hoodie.
right after the real winter blast of 2K21 when the grid went to kaput.
Snowmageddon?
Snowmageddon. I came home the week after it was over.
Right.
And I didn't have a coat. My dad was in town to visit me.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my father, I'm going to have to go to Goodwill buy a coat. I don't own one. I mean, I live in Hawaii at the time.
That's true. Yes, that's right.
You don't need a coat, ever. There's no reason to have a coat. A hoodie, maybe, but that's rare.
Yeah.
Nighttime. My pops is like, just take this one. I've got one in the trunk of my car. So he gave me this hoodie, and I still wear it to this day.
Nice.
So this is just for, thank you. This is just for when it's breezy,
Yeah.
crisp, like a big jacket. Like the thing I had on the other day
Yeah.
was this giant 5-pound army jacket because it was so cold, and it belongs to Nina's son. He bought it at some Salvation Army. It's a legitimate army jacket that a guy that used to be in the army wore. It was issued, standard army issue, was mountain climbing jacket.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really thick and warm on the inside. We got it for $6.
Oh, nice.
You know, all I can surmise is that it was a mountaineer. It was an army guy that was in the mountains doing something because he's got the mountaineer patch on the shoulder on that jacket. You know, I've never owned anything Army. I've never thought you should wear anything, a legitimate military service jacket. Lots of kids will get them because they think it looks cool.
Right.
Or they want to be Che Guevara. It's a way to protest.
Oh, dude, in the 90s, Army surplus was the place to shop for the
Right,
kids.
right. It was cool, but I never, the grunge scene, Eddie Vedder's out there with an army jacket on with some random name on it.
Yeah.
I always thought it was goofy to wear that stuff unless you've actually been an enlisted service member.
Right.
I always felt like that's disrespectful, but I've been told by enough guys now, dude, you're stupid. If you like the jacket, just get it. It's like I had a veteran guy tell me one time, he was a Thunderdomer, a listener.
Uh-huh.
And I told him the same thing. I don't like I'm a longtime Air Force guy. He was going to give me something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel weird about wearing stuff that you guys wear because I'm not enlisted. He's like, dude, you're showing support. I go, that's not how I thought. I thought I don't want to be disrespectful.
Right,
He goes,
right.
Are you a Cowboys fan? Yeah. You have a Cowboys jersey in your closet? Well, I've got a Dak Prescott T-shirt. Same thing.
Got a point.
Same thing. You're
Showing
wearing an
support.
army jacket. You're not claiming you're one of us, but you're supporting the United States Armed Forces.
There you go.
Yeah. And so anyway, the long story short, I decided recently, cool, I'll start wearing a big army jacket. And the only reason why is because it was so cold earlier this week, and it's so warm and it's so heavy. I don't know how those guys had gear attached to that thing.
Oh my
you ever
gosh.
worn a legit army jacket? Did you get like a for real one from Army of the surplus
No,
or whatever?
it wasn't
Army
no.
Navy. But
It wasn't heavy.
But this one happens to be, it was made for like being in cold climates.
Yes.
It's an old jacket. I don't even know the story of this jacket. I mean, we bought it at a garage. We got it at like Goodwill or something. No idea on the history. The name of the guy's been ripped off. I think it was Soon, S-U-N, Sun or Soon.
Huh.
And it's got the Mountaineer patch. It's U.S. Army for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it dates to Vietnam or just the 80s. It's crazy old. It smells old, but it's so warm. And it came in so handy the other day. That's my long way of saying, go Army. I hate the weather. I hate winter. It's awful. I hate the cold.
I don't know. Maybe this was a mistake this past weekend when it was like in the teens, and the polar air came in. But Tammy and I were watching on Netflix. I had to look it up to double check it. It's Society of the Snow. Have you heard of that documentary, that movie out?
I'll write it down, though.
Society of the Snow. So this is a movie that's on Netflix that is about the 1972 Uruguayan rugby team. Remember the team that crashed in the Andes Mountains?
Whoa, vaguely.
Okay. So I won't give it all away. I mean, it's a true story. They crashed
70s?
in the mountains,
Okay.
and a number of people died.
Not the 70s.
This was
like
in 1972.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
But they survived for many weeks in the Andes.
Whoa.
And I'll let you watch it.
Is this the one that involves like some cannibalism?
That is exactly right.
Yeah,
That
I've
is
heard
exactly
about
right.
this.
Whoa.
But there was a movie made decades ago about it and everything. But there's a brand new movie or a version out, and so you just imagine being in the Andes in the early 70s, stranded, and I'm not giving anything away, but they were there for 72 days.
Yeah. Babies born,
And,
people eating.
No, but anyway, we were just thinking about how cold and like just how
my
they
God.
survived, because there were survivors.
Yeah.
People who know the story know what I'm talking about. But at any rate, I was just thinking about like just how cold I think I am, and just thinking about what those people must have been through, or others who've endured, the elements being outside during this weather. But
Dang.
at any rate,
The
I
70s
digress.
were chock full of celebrity plane crashes.
A lot of,
Must have been the technology on planes in the 70s.
I guess.
Lots
I
of guys
guess.
got killed in the 70s and the early 80s too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
you mentioned soccer
But
team
Society of the
crashing.
Snow, just in
Okay, cool.
case. It's a 2.5 hours, so just, get comfortable.
There were kids that had to survive in the Amazon last year, maybe, or the year before. You remember that big story?
Yeah, I remember that story.
It was near Peru, I want to say, and some kids, like it was a plane crash, I think, and I think the adults died, but the kids survived. So you had like a 12-year-old, a 9-year-old, and they had a baby.
Oh.
And they were out there for 30-something days, and they all survived. The kids, the two oldest took care of the baby and each other and hunkered down and ate what they could, bugs, leaves, and had just enough water out of the river
Gosh.
to where they survived. It was an incredible story that I'm sure will turn into a documentary
Probably.
at some point when the kids get older.
Probably.
How long would you last in the frozen Andes of
no,
1972?
no.
Big city boy.
No, because Tammy and I talked about this. I don't even know how they made it overnight, that first couple of nights.
I'd have cried myself to death.
So no, it would not have been very long.
Yeah, that's another reason why I've always been reluctant to wear like army jackets like that, because these guys are tough and they're trained.
They stopped searching after 10 days.
Yeah, and here I am wearing a mountaineer's jacket,
Yeah,
knowing I
so
probably wouldn't. I'll have 2 times the 2% of the skill that the guy that actually
Correct.
wore this jacket had, the mountaineer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I can't imagine how. So how long were they? I'm interested in the documentary now.
It's a good movie.
Give me some fun facts. It won't give too much away. So how long were they out there?
They were there for 72 days. I
Oh
believe.
my Larry!
And again, obviously,
Good.
many
72 days.
many of them were lost, and it's think of just the most remote snow as far as the eye can see, and mountains in every direction. No technology.
I guess they drank the snow.
Yeah, they got very resourceful. Let's put it
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
yeah,
And
you
and
had to.
LG alluded to. I mean, it's public knowledge now, and it's well documented. They resorted to cannibalism. But you just talking about kind of just the decision making that went on, and how these people were tested in that for. I remember the story, but I didn't remember how long they were out there until we were watching it this past weekend. And yeah,
There's a lake in California called Donner Lake, which is named after the Donner family, they were headed in the Old West. They were headed west during the gold rush, and they got caught in the Sierra Nevada mountains. And it's another whole they just got stranded and had to resort to desperate measures for eating. Let's just say.
How does one go about eating a human? Like, what's the safest way to do that?
I can't.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah, that's
No, seriously.
I don't. It's a different.
Like
Jeffrey Dahmer still alive? Maybe we can ask him.
Yeah, Jeff probably could
No,
tell us.
this-
He's dead though.
A little Cajun seasoning or
Little
something.
mental illness.
What do you
there.
eat? Like what's the part that won't make me get sick?
Well, apparently
The butt cheek?
we're similar to pigs as far as like meat and anatomy and stuff
Okay,
like
so
that.
where's all the good meat? Like my
in
shoulder,
and the loin, I guess. I don't know.
butt
Yeah,
cheek,
the shoulder,
butt
maybe.
cheek,
The-
or is that
I
all
don't
just
know.
flab?
Mine's all bone. So, you
Oh,
know,
mine's
all
all
bone. Well, that's all fat. Where's the meat? Like the shoulder?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
ribs.
My,
Panza-
my calves would probably be some good
like
eating.
the panza.
I guess.
Not yours.
No, humans,
Yours is all flavor.
Yeah, I know. Humans, you can't eat barbacoa from a human, right? I guess
I don't.
you can.
probably
I mean, you could, well, again, they did a very good job in the movie. It was very
Right here,
tastefully
this
done.
part of the arm, you can eat this.
the
I'd eat that. That's what I would eat on ULG, your arm.
the tricep. What is that?
No,
the-
yeah, the flabby part
Oh,
of the
yeah.
curtain.
yeah.
The curtain, as they
The
call
curtain.
it, right? The
Yeah, as you
curtain.
get older, it starts drooping
Yeah,
more.
I know, I know.
Lots of things start drooping.
Anyway,
I'm serious. Like, you got to do things. Like, how, it's funny we make fun of ourselves, but until you're in the situation,
correct.
you never know. There was the guy in Utah. They made a movie about him where he fell. He was out running in the mountains in Utah.
Yes.
Fell into a crevasse.
Yes.
He got his arm wedged in between
Yeah.
two giant, like, ancient glacial rocks.
Right.
He's in the summertime.
Yes.
He wound up drinking his own urine.
Uh-huh.
And eventually decided enough is enough. I'm not going to die here like this.
Mm-hmm.
And took out a pocket knife and cut his arm off so he could free because his arm was stuck.
Was it James Franco?
Yeah, I was going to say. And
Was
James Franco made a movie about it.
Yeah, he was.
That's right. There
Yeah.
was a book about it too. It's
Yeah.
probably a lot better than the goofy movie that James Franco was in.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you never know what you're capable of until you're put in the
I
scenario.
don't think I would be capable. I think I'd just I'd just die. That'd be it.
No way, dude. You're smart enough. I think you're resourceful enough. I think it depends on who you're with. Like alone, that might be tough.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. You ever watch Naked and Afraid?
I used to
I've
love
tried,
that show,
but no,
yeah.
I don't. I can't.
Not anymore. When
Whether-
it first came out, it was good.
Alone, I've seen Alone. That's similar, like a Discovery Channel, whatever. I can't remember what channel it's on, but the premise is the same. They drop you off in Canada they drop off like 8 people in different parts of Canada or whatever,
Yeah.
and then it's a contest. Whoever stays the longest wins $100,000 or whatever.
Okay.
But they have a satellite phone, so they can call it anytime they want.
Right.
But they're isolated by themselves with. I think they can only bring like 5 items.
All right. Like, what's it? Bear Grylls, the survivalist.
Mm-hmm.
He has the show on Nat Geo where he takes celebrities out into the wilderness for a week or whatever. And a lot of those celebrities will come back and say, "Look, I don't ever want to do that again, but I can't believe I did that."
Yeah.
The human brain can wrap itself around a lot of things. The human psychology we've just begun to scratch the surface on what the human brain really is capable of doing.
Or what it tastes like. Yeah.
Well, or that, there's some tribes in South America that probably know, speaking of Andes. I would like to think that maybe this is typical arrogant me.
Yeah?
Mike Taylor, you bet your ass I'd be fine. I think I could make it a little while.
Yeah.
At some point, I probably don't have the ability to start a clan, and my descendants are still living in the mountains 50 years later and all this kind of thing. Although that's happened too. I mean, we're at our bare bones.
Yeah.
Our ancient
Yes.
ancestors that roamed this earth.
Yes.
Basically, every day was being stranded in the Uruguayan mountains.
My daughter
that was life.
just this morning when we were getting in the car to go to school, the car was cold and everything, and she literally said something to the effect of, "How did the cavemen do this?" Or how did like they literally
Trial and error.
this was, and Lord knows they weren't wearing designer coats and jackets and layers and Nike tennis shoes and stuff, but
a lot died,
yeah,
but obviously a lot persevered.
enough persevered and evolved and everything. But
Yeah, it's trial and error.
God,
and
it just makes me cold thinking about it.
Well, they probably, here's what they did. They all got up next to each other
Huddled together.
in the
yeah.
cave. Looked
As many animal pelts as you can get.
Sure.
Fire.
Yeah, we all just stack on top of each other, create a fire, and it looks like a scene from Caligula. But they were actually there to survive and keep each other alive with their own body heat, probably. Wool. But I mean, oh well, yeah, they just used animal wool. Okay, cool. Now go hunt all the wolves and then skin them all
Right.
properly so we can wear them.
In
That's
the dark.
a process.
In the dark.
Yeah,
come a
it's
long way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a process. So at our absolute core, we are communal beasts like the other animals. How do the squirrels
We're all
survive
just
in your
cavemen,
tree? Yeah.
you know?
How do the squirrels in your yard? And they're still there the next day.
Yeah.
Somehow they figured it out, and so did your great grandpappy,
Gosh,
wherever they came from.
dog.
So yeah, the human is way more capable than he knows, but he just hasn't been in that scenario. We've
Right.
turned soft like Dak Prescott.
Oh,
Our ancestors
still hurts, doesn't it?
still hurts. Our
Too soon,
our
too soon.
ancestors were Joe Montana. We've turned into Dak Prescott. But at our core, if we got
Trakeman.
dumped out in the woods, we'd make it. We'd be all right. Some of us would.
some of us would.
Yeah, maybe not LG, but maybe I think I'd last longer, and then we'd eat you.
Yeah, I like to be comfortable. You know, I can camp. You know, for a few days. After that, I need.
Can
I
you-
need
are
to be
you a
back in the
camper, Ernie?
city.
Not really. No.
Really? I'm a glamper. I love going into the forest, but I don't like the sleeping part.
I've camped out like in a like a motorhome.
There
or
you
a-
go.
You know, that kind of thing.
Cabin.
I did the tent. You know, camping one years ago with my son. We went like a father son thing, and that was
You
just
slept in a tent on
Uh-huh.
a sleeping bag.
No, well, hardly slept because we was like I think we had an
Yeah, I
air
was gonna
mattress
say.
too.
Oh, jeez.
But you hear everything, and then you look to
cold.
see what's around. If anything's creeping, crawling around, and seen too many movies where things happen.
I
and
used
so-
to be a camper as a kid, teenager. You know, I loved it.
yeah.
But as I got older, I was like, I value my sleep. And
Quality
I,
of sleep,
I
yeah.
like to do all the things you do when you're camping when you're awake.
Right.
Sitting on the ground, campfire, marshmallows, cold, fishing, playing horseshoes,
Right.
climbing trees, doing all the Davy Crockett stuff. The stuff that you do while you're awake, I'm down. I can do it all. I'm tough. I can handle it. When it's time to go memes, I don't want to be in no damn tent.
Correct.
I have gone camping, and I've said this publicly and gotten ridiculed for a year by people that heard this. I have gone camping at the lake in Austin, out by Lady Bird Johnson Lake or whatever, with buddies. Spent all day out, pitched the tent, started the fire. It was in early November too, so we were bundled up.
Cold.
It wasn't like it was the other day, but it was in the 50s and 40s at night. Built the fire, fished, drank the beer, hung out, roasted the marshmallows, cooked the fish we caught. Old school, felt like I was ready to go shirtless the whole week. Sundown, got in my car, drove back to the city, slept in my own damn bed. Got up at 6 a.m., drove back out to the site, and they were like, "You're not like, no, get out of here, dude." At first, they were not gonna let me go back. I'm coming back. I'm gonna come. F you, dude. F you. They're all out there. They're all just hair all
Yeah.
messed up.
Mocos and everything.
Mocos. You're a wimp. Yeah, I may be a wimp, but you're dumb. I slept great. Now let's go fishing again. And I had all the energy, and so I took over the day, and I wound up. Guess who did the fishing?
You did.
Guess
Who the hell
guess who
camps at
rounded up?
Lady Bird Lake? Do you mean Travis Lake?
Yeah, it was Travis.
Okay,
Travis.
I was gonna say
Lake
'cause,
Travis.
Yeah, nobody
Lake
camps
Travis.
at Lady Bird Lake
No,
unless
no,
you
no,
don't
no.
have a home.
No, you're right. Or you're one of those people that have been murdered and dumped in the river the
yeah,
last couple of
yeah.
months.
Wait a
Austin's had a problem with that. No,
Yeah, that's
this
true.
was way up Lake Travis, way
Okay.
past the dam.
I was gonna
you
say-
know Austin.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
Lady Bird Lake, aka Town Lake. It's not actually
No,
safe to swim in. Did
you're
you know
right.
that though?
No, yeah. There's alligator guard.
It's
and
not safe to
Dookie.
swim in yet.
Yeah, there's-
everybody swims in
yeah,
it.
there's
It's
Dookie
like-
and-
they say like the algae's bad. There's brain eating amoebas
Oh,
in there.
sure. No.
Amoebas.
I'm talking
Flesh-eating
about-
bacteria.
No. So you know much about Austin?
Not really.
Well, if you go Town Lake is the lake right there in the middle of the city.
Sure.
You see all the rowers.
Yes.
You keep going. There's a huge dam. Once you pass that dam,
Mm-hmm.
the Colorado opens back up. Lake Travis turns back into the Colorado River.
Mm-hmm.
Up there, it gets beautiful. Way up there, like toward Lago Vista.
Yeah, Marble Falls area.
Heading toward all that. Spicewood, Bee Cave. Those are those little towns. Marble Falls is a little outside. That's like an hour outside. But like once you get on this of that dam, you start getting into Bee Cave. You've heard of Bee Cave.
I've heard of it.
Willie Nelson's got a ranch out in Spicewood. That's where all the rich people live, like Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey, yes, thank
we all
you.
got, Joe Rogan's got a place up there. It's in the wilderness. That's beautiful, and that's good. That's good camping. I just don't want to sleep in the effing tent up there.
Yeah.
I drove all the way back to the city. Lived on the east side of Austin.
Well, what if the
Drove all
weather?
the way back.
What if the weather was temperate? What if it was 73 and cool? Are you good with sleeping in a tent then?
Still don't love it because I slept in a yurt in Hawaii for 2 nights and didn't love it.
Didn't
A
love that.
yurt, like a Mongolian yurt. Thing?
Yeah, made out of animal skin.
All right.
And you did not love that in Hawaii.
No, it was
It was probably too hot.
It was on the beach and it was sandy. It was the sand that kept getting in there and getting in my face. And I don't mind this. I love the ocean. I don't mind having sand in my face and hair, but not while I'm sleeping, man.
Yeah.
I'm old now.
No, I get it.
22-year-old Taylor would have been. I would have slept. I've slept on the beach
Uh-huh.
in the open air before as a younger man.
Yes.
In Jamaica, met a lady. I was 19 years old. Met a woman from Stephenville, Texas. Spent 2 days
In
with-
Jamaica. Okay.
Yeah, spent 2 days with her, and slept on the beach on a towel till like 4 a.m. Oh, I gotta get back to the room. Jeez.
They're still repoing.
Yeah, that's
here,
her dad.
Is this where the legend of Mike's Jamaican Fun Baby comes from?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. One of.
Yeah.
One of. But now, no, man. I'm a glamper. If I'm going to go spend days, like I would love to go fly fishing in Montana and like throw out trot lines. I like to fish. I'm not a hunter. I do like to fish. And I like to go. I love to be in the elements. Me and Nina went hiking in Colorado a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And that was there's an element of danger and there's a survivalist mode you got to have. We were 7 miles up there, not 7 miles, 700.
I was gonna say.
No, it was 700 yards.
Okay,
7 football fields
Yes.
in the sky. With more to go, we started getting a little bit of air sickness.
Yeah, the altitude.
And so we're like, well, let's go ahead and call it a day here. And we hiked all the way down that mountain. You got to be prepared. You got to have the right shoes. You got to have beef jerky and maybe some chocolate to get and make sure you got water.
Yeah.
And we wound up hiking about 17 miles, all in all that day, going up and back down. Wow, love it. Can't sleep in it though. Went back to the cabin. We had a cabin
Yeah. Well,
down at the bottom, at the base.
Of course
of the
you
mountain.
did.
Sure. And I can sleep in a cabin, and there might be a scorpion and roaches, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. The tent thing, man.
Yeah.
No, not
Not
me.
my favorite thing
my
either.
back and ass cannot hack. No, but I can camp all day as long as we're doing the things that you do when you're awake. It's the sleeping that I can't do.
So my wife grew up with
Anyway.
like her parents had like an RV, but it's like one of those things where you go to the campground.
There you go.
hook up the
RV.
sewer.
Sounds great.
You hook up the lines and everything, and then
Cooking with propane.
cooking with
Yeah.
propane.
You get the satellite positioned right so you can get the TV
right.
working.
You got to watch the
Yeah.
football.
That's right. That's right.
Camping.
But you're sleeping on a mattress.
game on.
You're sleeping on a mattress, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah. I can sleep in RVs.
you can lock the door
Sure.
theoretically. So
Yeah. No, that part I love. It's just no tents, man.
yeah.
Those days are over for old Uncle Mike.
No, I've tried it, but yeah, it's not my to-do list. It's not my
That all
favorite
being
thing to do.
said, if you and I and him got dumped out in the Mexican desert, all right,
Uh-oh.
and all I had, all I need is a knife.
Okay.
I need a knife and some water.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna be fine. Might get our heads chopped off by
Cartel, I was going to say,
well,
doesn't come get
we
you.
walk into the wrong cow pasture, we might
Yeah.
get shot.
Yeah.
But short of getting killed by humans, we'd be all right. For a few days anyway. Then I'd kill you both and
No.
sell your parts to the cults down there in Matamoros.
Oh, man. Probably wouldn't get much for me.
I don't know. He got pretty teeth, Ernie.
Thank you. Well, I just went to the dentist today.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Got that fresh.
routine cleaning?
I hope they look okay. Routine clean. Yes.
Yeah. What's that like? I haven't been to the dentist in a minute.
Well, I mean, it's fine. I know some people. I've worked with people before who absolutely love to go to the dentist. Like they get really, really excited.
Who are these sadomasochists?
It's like Bill Murray in Little Shop of
he
Horrors.
also
or
likes
what?
to get beaten with a
No.
whip by his wife at night.
Two of my co-anchors, back when in my TV days,
Yeah.
Monica and Brianna, both would talk about how they love to go to the dentist. It's one of their favorite things to do, and they love that feeling that the teeth are clean. And, that kind of feeling when you leave the dental office. My dentist is a nice guy. I've known him forever. He's been cleaning my teeth forever, and Lisa, the dental assistant, is fantastic, but it's just not my favorite when they get in there with the little picks and they
No,
start.
it's horrible.
No, not my. And the little suction.
The thing where when they do the X-ray and you have to bite down on that thing, it always cuts up my gums.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Sucks.
I don't like that little hose they put in there that suctions out a.
Yeah,
That
I
terrible
hate
sound.
it, but I've gotten used to it. Well, although lately I've not been. So I have early stage periodontal disease.
Yes.
I think I've told you.
You've
guys
talked about it a
this.
little bit before.
And I should get 3. I'm supposed to get 3 cleanings a year, not
Mm-hmm.
2. The average person's supposed to do 2. I'm supposed to do 3. I haven't had one since last March. Not good. Not good. I don't have any dental insurance.
10 months
Can you
ago.
get but it's my fault. I've been hustling. I've been trying to save every nickel.
No, I get it.
But I'm to the point now. There's 2 things I got to get done this year because I'll be 50 in November.
Right.
I have to get dental insurance again and just pay out of pocket dental insurance. I just need to find. I don't have medical insurance either right now. Hey, y'all better not get in a wreck with me because you ain't making no money. I got no insurance at all.
Oh no.
No, and so I'm used to going to the dentist. I'm fine. I have it's in
Yeah.
control. Well, but I got to get my ass back to the dentist soon because my cleanings are unlike yours. Like it's a massive ordeal with me.
It's a little bit more.
I have to get shots every time so they can numb the gums because of the excavation, the spelunkering that they have to do on me, I couldn't do without like medication and being numbed.
Yeah.
So every time I get even a routine cleaning, I have to get numbed. And when I had great insurance, they have this really expensive pink stuff that tastes like bubble gum, and it numbs you without the shots. So it depends on what your insurance is and how much you got to put down.
Can you get the gum or you get the shots?
I want the taste good putty.
Yeah, I'd take the gum every time.
Yeah, the other
Keep those
thing,
needles away from me.
No, the
man.
other thing that I'm gonna have to go do. I was gonna ask you about this.
Yeah.
I don't think Lawrence is quite here yet.
I think I know what you're going to ask, but go ahead.
It's colonoscopy season.
Yes.
We've
It's
had this
time.
discussion on this show before.
It is colonoscopy season, and that needs to be in my future. Maybe that's our next sponsor. Mal.
There you go. You could ask for the tape. We could roll it and put the sponsor logo up there.
Yeah, hidden cams.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly.
It just looks like the inside of a worm in there.
Yeah.
You've seen colonoscopy.
It's like that movie Inner Space, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen footage of colonoscopies,
I have,
haven't
yes.
you? It just
I
looks
have.
like tissue.
I have.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
looks like the inside of a colon. That's all.
Yeah.
Intestine.
Yeah.
Hey,
Put the 3 cents logo there. On the,
just make sure you make a movement before you go in there, so we have a clear path.
Oh, well, you have
clear
to.
view. Yeah.
Well, that-
They
don't
give you that
have
juice.
you had one?
No, I
Okay,
haven't.
they
But
give
it's coming soon.
They give you like this awful Epicac or castor oil or something to make you take the most vile of diarrhea, I hear,
Oh,
to clean
God.
you out. And then when you go in there, I think they make you fart real loud. Oh, not real loud, but like real hard.
Really?
They,
I didn't.
They
this
apparently
sounds
they,
awesome.
They do something that
Can't
makes
wait.
you fart, just to make sure you're nice and ready.
Oh man, how do you decide to go off like when you're in medical school? You're like, I'm gonna head to this branch, field
This is
of
what I want
medicine.
to do.
right
Colonoscopy.
Well, I bet you proctologists make good money.
Thank you.
now. Oh, well,
Proctologist.
I mean, yeah. Any
They better
They better.
for what they have to do.
Proctologist and podiatrist. That's the 2 grossest. I don't like
Feet
feet.
doctors?
I don't like feet.
You don't like feet?
Nah.
I'd rather do
I like
that
girls'
than the
feet.
proct.
If I could just do girls' feet all day, that'd be fine. But then
Yeah.
I'd get sued for malpractice, or I'd get investigated for being a pervert.
Discrimination.
Because men's feet are disgusting. They're gross.
Feet are
Girls have little tiny. They take care. Women
Not all
take
of 'em.
care of their feet. Well, maybe not the ones you hang out with in Bali, but like Nina has dainty little, beautiful, very smooth little girl feet.
You keep your feet clean?
God no.
Oh.
I don't even use toenail clippers. I just reach down my fingers and
Oh,
yank them
no,
off when they
no,
get too long.
God, don't do that.
Seriously.
Well, you've got all sorts of foot issues, so
Yeah, I've got a cyst on one.
that's
of my
why
toes.
you're judging based
And a
on your
bunion.
own feet.
Well, mine are
They're
gross.
nasty ass.
Would
What,
it surprise
what
you?
man do you know has nice feet that you
I don't
wouldn't
know.
mind-
I don't
you
look
wouldn't
at
mind
men's feet.
handling?
I don't want to handle anybody's
He carries
feet, not
it,
even
look,
women's.
he carries it in his pocket. Look at this. That's for toes. That's one of them
It
big,
is.
huge ones.
It is.
Why on earth are you carrying that?
I've carried nail clippers for many, many years.
In your jacket pocket?
No, they were in my pant pocket.
What are you doing?
It's actually smart. That's smart.
Here, you'd be surprised, because this can actually serve multiple purposes. When you need to cut a thread on your...
okay.
No, don't get me wrong. I use it for my fingernails because I have my OCD will kick in.
Okay.
If I see a nail that is not symmetric or there's a little piece of skin hanging off,
Yeah.
and
Hangnail.
I can't a hangnail or I can't. OCD or whatever you want to call it. I will,
So that's for your fingers.
or toes. I mean, I
everything.
don't share
That's
this
big
with-
enough to be for the
It's
toe.
a universal cutting
and
tool.
it's got the little hook on here if I need to open a package
What do you-
or I need to
Pull it out at
There you go.
Starbucks
Shiv
and just
somebody
start
and-
clipping away in front
it's,
of
it's Ernie's version of a Leatherman, a multi-tool.
Those are toenail clippers. Just get a knife.
I'll tell you this though.
Just get a Swiss knife.
I used to have one. As a matter of fact, I do have one.
Okay.
But it would
Okay.
get
it's not
it
the
would,
same.
But
No,
this
but
is
here's what happened.
multi-purpose because I was getting ready to
No.
get creeped out by
No,
you.
I had the knife. I have the knife,
Yeah.
but it would get confiscated when I would go to places like the
Oh.
AT&T Center or the Frostbank Center.
Yeah.
I went to Disneyland one time and I had a knife in my pocket.
That's not
Mm-hmm.
enough.
It was a knife, and I had to take it back to the hotel,
Oh yeah. Or throw it away.
or throw it away, and,
Yeah.
and it was an engraved Swiss Army knife that I had gotten as a gift,
Huh.
and I wasn't going to throw it, so let me walk back to the hotel and I'll meet the rest of the family in Disneyland, and then.
man.
It was either the Alamo Dome or the old AT&T Center where I tried to. Obviously, they weren't going to let me take it in, so I'd.
All right.
It was the nail clippers. Now these things cost like $3,
Yeah.
so I just toss them.
No, I'm so bad with my nails. I just rip them off
Yeah, no, I can't.
when they get too long. No, I clip my fingernails, but the toenails, I just reach down, yank it, throw it in the trash.
Good God, I don't know how you do that.
I learn something new every day.
I rarely clip them. I just pull them.
You don't have like a little jagged.
I don't have time.
A little jagged edge that'll
You get your sock
yeah,
gets
your
caught on it.
socket, or
Oh, I pull it nice and smooth, like pulling tape off.
There's no way. There's
I'll
no
say,
way.
Painter's
next time
tape.
I'll you know what? We're gonna set up a toenail pulling.
The worst is when you have dull nail clippers and they don't cut right. Like it's like, that's the
right.
worst.
or when
Toenail
you're
pull.
sleeping
We're gonna do
sleeping
a
at
toenail
night
pull.
and you snag
Public.
your sheets or something with the
You pull it with your teeth or what?
No, I can't reach my foot with my tooth. If I could do that, I wouldn't need a girlfriend. I use my fingers.
Oh wow. Well,
I use my fingernails.
okay. Well,
I can survive with Bill Grip. Bear
No wonder
Grylls.
your feet are all jacked.
If we were out in the Ecuadorian rainforest, you would not have toenail clippers at your disposal. You'd have to use your fingers.
That's the toenail clippers are one of the number one things I always forget when I travel. So I always end up having to buy them on almost every single trip.
shit.
So at home I've got like a jar full of them.
yeah.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yes, because you always forget that. That's the last thing you'll remember to pack.
That's amazing. How often do your toenails grow?
Well, I used to take long trips. Not anymore.
All right.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
How often do you clip your toenails now?
Once a week.
Really?
Oh wow. I don't do it that often.
You're like once a week. Or
Okay.
You guys you're weird.
You
They
know,
grow fast. Like I need to clip these
all
right
a
now.
lot of
These-
keratin.
Must be your diet. I was gonna say he must
Got
be.
a lot of
What's your
keratin.
secret to your diet?
I don't know.
I wish my stuff.
a lot of junk food.
No, man. I don't know. I'm kind of a heathen in that regard. So
Okay.
I had to make up for glamping talk.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like tents, but I will rip off my toenails.
You will rip off your toenails.
like a man
I've
should.
slept outside on the side of an active volcano in just a bamboo hut, open air before. With
Yeah, yeah.
roosters
That
walking
doesn't- now we're
around,
talking.
That doesn't
screaming at
surprise
me,
me.
and goats and whatnot.
we're talking.
Like I couldn't get any sleep.
Yeah, I've slept in
A
open
call
air.
of prayer at
Yeah.
4 a.m. just blasting.
Oh, where
through
was
the
this? In
freaking-
Indonesia?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was beautiful, but hey, it's 4 a.m.
Hey, Allah, can you wait till 9? Okay, I
Sorry.
don't think they're doing that.
Yeah. No, some of them do.
I've heard that before. Like my buddy was on tour with a band, and they were in Turkey,
Yeah.
Istanbul,
It's 5 times a day.
and it was like 4:30 in the morning, and he sent me a video. He's like, "Listen to this," and it's just they put it on speakers.
Oh yeah, every mosque
I'm
has
not
a
trying to
giant
offend
speaker.
anybody. But
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
it's literally they wail you away.
They compete against each other to see who can be the loudest too, and it's always
really?
usually a live singer too.
What?
So you'll hear different singers coming from different directions.
Well, they're like different cheerleading.
yeah, it's different mosques.
We've got spirit. Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you? Allah, 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 Allah. And they get louder. Seriously?
We have
Yes,
more. We
it's
have
like
more.
that. It's actually quite beautiful if you know it's coming and it doesn't jar you out of bed.
It's not at 4:30 in the morning.
Thank you for the warning in case I'm ever in Istanbul. Now I'll know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Golly. No, I don't want. I'm anti-technology, as you know. That's the reason why I'm so poor on technology. A, I'm just kind of dumb at it, but B, I choose not to learn a lot because I do want to keep my. That goes back to the survivalists, the ancient humans.
Yeah.
I mean, the people like stuff I read, guys I follow on Twitter. I don't know. I'm not as tough as these people, but it's for motivational purposes to stay young too. I want to stay tough.
Right.
Speaking of feet, I believe in having tough feet. A man should have tough feet. The tougher your feet, the tougher you are in general.
That's why you rip your toenails off.
Part of the reason, I don't need shoes. I could get by without
I used
shoes.
to be that way.
I don't need shoes. I can go like right now, the weather's cool. Obviously, if it's freezing or if it's the dead of summer and we're on pavement, no bueno.
But you gotta have like chanclas.
I don't
though.
need them. I didn't. I
You're
swear
gonna
to
step
God.
on glass.
I stub my toe. That's the thing. I
Well,
stub my toe.
you watch where you're going, and you don't stub your toe. You just
Well, then the bottom of your feet are gonna become like leather.
like you and I could go hiking today to Garner State Park. I could hike up to the top of it without shoes on. I have tough ass.
You're gonna
feet.
have bloody feet by the end of that.
Maybe
Guaranteed.
maybe not as much. You watch where you're going. But that may be the case, but I don't feel the pain like you do. I have tough ass hide down
You
there.
got a high pain tolerance.
Yeah, like Bear
On your
Grylls, that's
feet?
my boy. Wim Hof. I'm a big believer. Have you ever studied the Wim Hof techniques of freezing your body?
No.
Dude, Wim Hof is this guy in Holland. He's Dutch, and he is one of these guys that believes in soaking himself in frozen water,
Oh my.
like subarctic
No.
degrees, and swears that it's teaching your again. This goes back. We talked about this the other day. Your brain is so much more capable than what you are even aware it is.
Right.
Especially from a survival mode. You can put your brain into a mode where you can take sub-zero water. You got to get used to it. It takes practice. It's a process, but you can eventually soak in freezing cold water for an hour.
My brain's survival mode says do not do that.
But if you can overcome that and teach yourself the opposite, you become a tougher human being. Wim Hof, he's one of my heroes. You ever heard of a guy called Laird Hamilton?
Yes.
He's one of the greatest big wave surfer in the world's history. He's older now. He's in his 50s. He's semi-retired. He lives out in Maui, and he always surfs Jaws. You boys ever heard of Jaws?
Yeah.
Every winter, November, December, January in Maui, there's on the northern part of the island. The nickname is, it's got a Hawaiian name, but they call it Jaws. It's not the biggest waves in the world, but it's one of the biggest wave zones in the world. Laird was the first guy in the 70s and 80s to actually go out there and surf these monstrous waves, where the only way you can catch them is to be taken out there with a jet ski. You can't do it yourself; you'll get killed. A jet ski has to take you out there into the wave and then let go of you, and then you catch the wave. These are 75 feet waves. Laird's the guy that just watching his seminars and things he's spoken on, he is a big proponent of having tough feet.
Yeah.
It makes the rest of you tougher, and ultimately, hopefully, will lead to a longer life, or certainly a more quality health one if you have tough feet.
All right.
That's right.
I'm going to start ripping my toenails off with
You
no
don't have,
clippers.
No, you don't have to do that.
If you need some, let me know.
But I recommend you want to get tough and don't get soft and mushy like Dak effing Prescott. I'm not over it. You need to get tough. Like Dak Prescott could use Wim Hof. He could use Laird Hamilton.
Yeah.
These people would make him win more games. Bear Grylls. Dak needs to go spend a week in the wilderness. Dak disappoints me. He's a country boy. He's from Louisiana. He's a big fisherman. How do you get so soft? It's that star, I'm telling you. He showed up a tough-ass Mississippi State boy from Louisiana with a country accent, and look what they turned him into. It's
all Jerry Jones'
He's a
fault.
shell of a man. Because you go in there and you start working for that. Had Dak Prescott been a Pittsburgh Steeler, I'll guarantee you he wouldn't be nearly as soft as he is now where he tanks in big games. With all that talent, had Dak Prescott been, had he been a Raven
Baltimore.
and not Lamar Jackson, I'm not saying Dak's better than Lamar Jackson.
Right.
I'm telling you Dak's a better player in Baltimore than he would be for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Because he needs that toughness, that attitude. And So anyway, or Laird Hamilton. Yeah, I believe in health gurus.
No,
Maharajas from India that have never worn shoes in 50 years.
and they live to be
some of the toughest people on the planet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
Their pain tolerances. But again,
Legendary.
it's a study where your brain can take you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're spending too much. This has turned into a whole
It's
different
deep.
kind of
No, it's
podcast.
deep. I like it though.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like to, go to restaurants in places where you have to take your shoes off. So if I had feet like that, I'd be a little embarrassed,
No, I've not been to a restaurant where you had to take your shoes off.
Well, not in America.
However, in Hawaii, it's tradition when you go to someone's home,
Yes.
you
Yeah,
take your
yeah.
shoes off.
Yes.
So you better not have stinky ass feet.
Yeah, but
You wear socks, dude.
You're not wearing any shoes outside.
Never. Dude, I used to
You
live
better
out- I
put your shoes
literally-
on when you come to my house. Then.
I always do.
I know.
And do you know the germs that I bring into your home with that walking on your carpet
Yeah,
with
but
your
if-
little dog walking
What's
on?
the
It's
difference
disgusting.
between you walking around barefoot everywhere and then coming in with no
'Cause you
shoes
can
on? You
wash
still have germs on the bottom of your feet.
But no, you can wash them. That's the thing.
Yeah, well, you could wash your shoes too, but you don't.
Right. And I'm not going to, about my feet, right now, I can guarantee you, right now, what time is it? 1 something in the afternoon. My feet are a hell of a lot cleaner than the dirt you see on the bottom of that shoe right there. Look at that.
I believe you because you're wearing shoes.
Right. If I took my shoes off, but
You
if
said
I
you don't need shoes.
Right, but I can wash them off. I can wipe them off before I go into your house. I can't wash my shoes every time I go into your home.
You're not gonna wash your feet either.
I would. I'm going to wear socks and take them off. You take your socks off too, sir. Who is this soft guy? I thought you were some tough guy, Mr. Traveler.
No chunklas in.
I'll wear chocolates, but I ain't gonna go
We should
barefoot
do like
everywhere.
we should do a camping
I want you
trip
to.
as
Yeah,
a
I
show.
want you to hike Pikes Peak with barefoot.
I didn't say Pikes Peak. I
All
said
right, you
Garner
said
State Park.
Garner State Park. What is the highest cliff there? Like 20 feet up.
No, Garner's a good ways up there.
all right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go
I
camping.
guarantee
and
your
I'll
feet are gonna
I'll
be all
shoeless.
messed up at the end of that
And it
trip.
can't be in the dead of summer because it's too hot. It'll melt my damn skin.
The plant life
Springtime.
we have in Texas, your feet are
Springtime.
gonna get destroyed.
Nah, I'll be fine.
Come
no,
on
the
now.
nopalitos out there and all of the
fine.
stickers.
Yes, the stickers.
I'm
yeah.
fine. My
The
feet are
spear
tough.
grass,
Oh,
the stickers.
pull it out.
Can't do it.
Pull it out and keep going.
Can't do it. Won't
You
do
get
it.
Pull it out.
thorns.
Nope.
Pull it out and keep going.
All right. Well, we'll keep going with another
Have you
episode.
never been cut before? Come on.
No,
This is
not like
awesome.
that. I don't choose to be.
Yeah, I don't choose to not.
Ronnie
wear
Lott
shoes.
once had a finger
I
dangling from his
know.
hand and told them, just cut the rest off so I can go back in the damn game because they weren't going to let him go back in
I'm not gonna
otherwise.
be in the
and
Hall
they
of
had
Fame
him cut the
anytime
tip
soon.
off. Your brain you are so much more capable than you'll ever know. It's in your head.
The more you know.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
The
That's
more
right.
you know.
All
Very
right, now
good.
I'm ready to go eat raw fish.
All right, we'll do it. Have some for me.
Sounds good.
So there you have it. Another episode.
Raw
A
beaver meat
Very intriguing,
or your
thought-provoking,
ass cheek.
and tasty episode of 3 Cents Podcast presented by Integrity Roofing and Siding. Man, we covered a lot today.
Let's do it.
We really sure did. It's amazing how we fit it all into this podcast. But we'll come back and do it again next Tuesday.
DM
right
me for
here.
those names, those heroes, guys. I can recommend some tough
You
guys.
should send some of their writings to Dak.
I know. I should. Son of a bitch.
How about them Cowboys? We'll see you next time.
Later.
Oh, my God.
Hey, man. Some of the toughest men on the planet are. 3 Cents Podcast is brought to you by Integrity Roofing and Siding.